There are two issues that can actually kill us. One is climate change. The other is a nuclear war.
Both of these are caused by machines we made, directed by leaders we elected, implementing policies we approved. So that means they can be changed.
The problem is sometimes people, they get apathetic or they get cynical about the capacity to bring about change.
We can fall into this trap of feeling like something is daunting and then not taking action on it. And by not taking action, we then feed into our hopelessness.
Everything seems impossible till it happens in politics. So if 10 years ago I would have told you, hey, in 10 years we're going to have gay marriage in 50 states and some of those states would be smoking weed, you would have thought I was crazy.
We've had citizens' protest movements starting in the early 1950s. People came out on the streets. They didn't have any other way.
The largest demonstration in U.S. history had been the 1 million people who gathered in Central Park in 1982 to protest nuclear weapons.
Some people said it even led to the end of the Cold War and the radical reductions of nuclear weapons. And we see the same kind of citizen movement today.
That had been the largest demonstration in U.S. history until January 21st, 2017, when 1.5 million people marched in the Women's March.
Any movement really starts with an everyday person who answers a call that they weren't expecting, and finds strength in numbers of people who they never anticipated that they would be sharing a meal with.
Grassroots is all about harnessing people power on a mass scale to affect change upward.
Having civic discourse, having citizens understand what's at stake for them is probably one of the most important things we can be doing.
And a lot of people across America don't walk around thinking about the nuclear launch approval process or nuclear war. I think we have to start educating Americans about how easy it is to launch nuclear weapons and what the threat actually is.
The combination of technology and nuclear weapons and man's proclivity to get into conflicts makes it inevitable that there will be another Hiroshima unless people stand up and say, we don't want this future.
Taking that first step, even if it's just sending an email that came in one of those mass emails you get every week, just clicking that button really sets off a snowball.
It can happen. Things can change. We now have a treaty on the books that bans nuclear weapons.
If we can mobilize on our side, then I'm more than confident that we can make this pendulum swing back much harder than it did before.
I think Abraham Lincoln had it right when he said public sentiment is everything. With it, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed.
We are all experts on nuclear weapons because we are all going to be affected by those nuclear weapons. We have a lot at stake.
I just happen to be an eternal optimist. And I think that you need a little bit of optimism and hope whenever you're looking down any fight.